Greetings everyone, welcome to Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works. This is Aisha, your Tuesday vlogger. It's a viewer topic this week, another viewer topic, and thank you guys for giving us some great ideas. Let's see here. It says, saying goodbye to obesity. Are you in a place mentally now that you believe you will never be considered obese again? If not, please share how you deal with that struggle. If so, how did you get there mentally? I'm going to take the latter, which is, are you in a place mentally now that you believe you will never be considered obese again? So if so, how did you get there mentally? And I put those images in the beginning of this video because that was my truth. That was my truth in terms of my size. I remember the pain in my feet, pain in my back, you know, just total discomfort, total, frustration with shopping and things of that nature. So I remember being heavy, but I don't remember necessarily who I was in terms of my thought processes all the way. And so I just wanted to kind of deal with that piece of it before I fully answer this question. And what helped me mentally get to the place where I am today? And where I am today is realizing that I am slim, lean, I can see my muscles in various parts of my body. I know that I shop in smaller size sections of the store now. I no longer walk into the big department stores looking for the plus size. I no longer go into Torrid or the Avenue and Lane Bryant and things of that nature. And so, even as I sit here, this t-shirt that I'm wearing actually is from Ralph Lauren's girls department. And so, when I go into that store, I hit the girls section first and then I hit the women because I can fit in the girls clothing. This is a large t-shirt, which is I think 12 to 14 or something like that in size. And so those kinds of things help me understand that I am no longer obese. From the beginning of my journey, I remember, just getting out of the 300s and being able to go in Old Navy and get a 2X instead of having to order from online, getting a 3X or a 4X. And so for me, all along in the journey, because I'm a clothes person, and a big part of me wanting weight loss surgery was so that I could wear jeans and a belt, that I could wear clothes that I see thin women wearing. And I was in such a rush to get into clothing. So, I'd be in Old Navy, squeezing in their 18s, squeezing in the 16, because I didn't want to shop at Lane Bryant anymore. I didn't want to shop at Torrid anymore. And so I was doing, to me, that was part of the work that I was doing to let go of obesity. I had zero interest in hanging on to my plus size clothing. I mean, I put bags of clothing on Facebook in terms of pictures when I was on my way to Goodwill, and constantly taking things out of here. I just unloaded a couple drops on the Goodwill and one of the local churches here that has a Goodwill type setup where they give clothes away. And I'm giving things away that say small, but maybe they're too big, or my last year jeans that are too big because I had to buy a smaller size. So I'm constantly like running away from anything that speaks to being overweight in my life, And for me, that was part of me healing myself and reminding myself, you can't get any bigger because these things you no longer have. There's no more section in my closet for clothes that, you know, in case I gain 20 pounds. There's just nothing. Even the reward I gave myself for weight loss is a belt, a very expensive belt. And when I bought that belt, I could put it on hole number 1. And by this summer, I was able to put it on hole number 3. And that's important to me because that means I'm keeping my weight down. That means I'm exercising self-control with my emotional eating and things of that nature. And I'm moving away from any remnants of obesity. But the flip side to that is, so to answer the question, for me it was getting out of those stores, getting rid of any big clothes, big t-shirts, you know, big nightgowns. I recently just let go of a couple big house coats that I had held on to just because they were good house coats or decent house coats or whatever the case may be. But I have finally even let those kinds of things go because that is over. It is settled. You know, being 355 pounds, being 275, being, you know, 210, being 175 pounds even, that's over with. And everything that I can do to heal myself of that part of my story is what I like to work on. And I work on that through clothing, I think. And being able to see my shadow when I'm running and I see this muscular, slim person, and sometimes I'm running and I'm like, and who is that again? And the fact that I've even run 10 or 11 miles now in my life, it lets me know that I've put away obesity. And so those are the kinds of things that I do to get over the whole notion of obesity in my life. I remember in the journey, you know, cutting through like Macy's and stopping and taking a picture because I was like, I'm looking different. I was like probably 280. Then I have a picture of me stopping in Target in the mirror. And I had tried on a trench coat that was, I think, a 1 in the plus size, because I used to have to get the 4 from the plus size. And I took a picture and I'm just like, I'm getting smaller. But I don't think that those flashes of, you know, time will ever end. At least it hasn't ended yet. I mean, I have pictures from Facebook where I'm in line paying for some dresses and every hanger says small. I have a picture where I put on Facebook where everything I took in the dressing room said a size 6, and it was just like, what? Are you serious? And so I think it's just a constant healing. When I see things like that and I post a picture or I take a picture and I just keep it for myself, or I'm in a dressing room and I'm in the juniors section and I'm trying on juniors clothes. I mean, I sit here in a t-shirt from the girls department and, you know, one of the ladies at Ralph Lauren was like, you know, it's so cool when you can shop in the girls section because the clothes are a little bit cheaper, but I still get, you know, the quality that I want and the thing that I want. But because I am small enough, I can get from the girls department. And I was just like, that is so amazing that I could go from the images that you saw in the beginning of this video to this place that makes me beyond happy. It's all part of that healing for me. And every individual will be different. There still is, like I said, this sort of catching up and kind of catching yourself in a mirror and being like, is that really me? And I'm almost 2 years post-op. I hear people who are 3+ years post-op still get a kick out of, that's me, you know. I don't think we'll ever forget we were enormous. In my case, I was enormous. But it's like, for me, When I crossed over into maintenance on November 29th, 2011, there's a video I made for my channel, Grow and Be Gone, and I said I'm free, and that's how I feel. I feel like all that obesity, all of everything that meant is over. It is settled. I paid my dues as an overweight American woman. I paid my dues, and I have zero interest in going back to that again. That's why I don't keep any of those clothing, anything large or anything bigger than I need, because that's my healing process. That's how I'm fighting going backwards, if you will. So hopefully I've interpreted the question right this week and answered it to the best of my ability. But it takes one day at a time. It takes, really letting go of the past, forgetting those former things, and pressing into the future, and not even sort of worrying if you go back. I've been sort of, thinking, how do I know that I won't go back? And the only answer that I have is that I will continue to move my body to the best of my ability through fitness, and I will continue to work on my behavior around food. And I believe with that combination of activity and behavior that I will not go back. So to me, obesity is settled. It is over, and I've moved on. So that's the answer to the question for me this Tuesday. You guys catch me on Grow and Be Gone here on YouTube if you want to learn a little bit more about my story, or Aisha Grow and Be Gone YT on Facebook. And see you guys next week. Bye-bye.